लावलंच नाही ना.
The first part, that is the system of units. Okay. Now in this, we are going to talk about what is measurement. In physics, basically, whenever you are performing any lab activity, you have to do a lot of measurements. So basically, measurement is a comparison. It is a process of comparison of the given physical quantity with the known standard quantity of the same nature. Now, you all know it is a process of comparison. You know the meaning of the word comparison. Means we compare of the given physical quantity. Let's talk about what is the meaning of the word physical quantity. Physical quantities are nothing but the quantities which we can measure, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, which we can measure, is called as physical quantities. Like we can measure the distance between two objects, we can measure the time interval, we can measure mass, we can measure temperature. Exactly. So these all are our physical quantity. We can measure force, we can measure pressure. Exactly. So these all things can be measured. So these are called as physical quantities. So what is measurement? It is a process of comparison of the given physical quantity with the known standard quantity of the same nature. For example, I want to find out what is the difference between the two walls. Okay, what is the difference between what is the distance? I'm sorry. What is the distance between the two walls of my house? Okay, what is the distance? I want to find out the length. Okay, and when I took a measuring tape, I find out that it was 5 meters. What's the distance between the two walls? It was 5 meters. Okay, now I said that the distance between the two walls is 5 meters. So what I have done basically in this, I did the measurement. And what I have done, I have compared the given physical quantity. What is the physical quantity? The length is the physical quantity with the standard quantity of same nature. How? I said it is 5 meters. So what is my standard quantity? My standard quantity is meters. And what I did, I said that the distance between the two walls is 5 times more than the standard quantity, that is 1 meter. So I said it is 5 meters, means I said it is 5 times more. This is what we say comparison. So what we do in comparison, basically in comparison, we in measurements, we compare the given physical quantity with the known standard quantity of the same nature. If I say I brought 3 kg of sugar from the market, so 3 kg means what? Kg is a physical quantity, kg is a unit, mass is a physical quantity, and what we have done, we say that I have brought 3 times 1 of 1 kg. Exactly. So basically what we are doing there, we are comparing. So what is measurement? Measurement is a process of comparison of the given physical quantity with the known standard quantity of same nature. What is unit? So unit is a quantity of constant magnitude. What is unit basically, beta? It is a quantity of constant magnitude. Like I say 1 meter. So 1 meter will not change. It's a quantity of constant magnitude. Okay, so a unit is the quantity of constant magnitude which is used to measure the magnitudes of other quantities of same nature, like meter. So my unit of uh, So unit is nothing but it is a quantity of constant magnitude, which is used to measure the magnitudes of other quantities of same nature, like meter. So our meter will not change. The magnitude of meter will remain the same. Kg, the magnitude of kg will remain the same. So uh, it is having a constant magnitude, and we use it to measure the other quantities of the same nature. Like I'm using meter to measure the length, to measure the distance. Okay, I will not use meter to find out the mass. I will not use meter to find out the temperature. Clear? It should be of the same nature. Now, when we say any physical quantity, then it has two things. All physical quantities have two things. It has a numerical value and it has a unit. Like I said, mass. So mass is equal to 5 kg. So what is mass? Mass is a physical quantity. Numerical value is 5 and kg is the unit. I said the distance is 12 meters. So distance is a physical quantity. 12 is the numerical value. We also call this numerical value as magnitude, and meter is the unit. So every physical quantity has a numerical value and a unit, and this unit is always of a constant magnitude. The unit will not change. Like see, physical quantity is area, numerical value is 25, and the unit in which we are measuring is meter square, and this meter square will not change with time. Clear? I hope you have copied this. Copied, bacha? If you have copied, please type yes. Sure. So let me start with the next presentation. Now there are basically two types of units. Okay, we are talking about units, and there are two types of units. The first we call as fundamental or basic unit, and the second is our derived unit. So there are basically two types of units: the fundamental unit and the derived unit. Let's start with the definition of fundamental unit. So the units which are independent of any other unit. Fundamental unit is that unit which is independent of any other unit, or which can neither be changed nor can be related. Sorry, which can neither be changed nor can be related to any other fundamental units. So fundamental units are the ones which are independent, means they do not depend on any other unit. They do not depend on any other unit for their existence. Neither you can change them, or neither can we relate them to any other units. Example of fundamental unit is the unit of length, the unit of mass, the unit of time. They are obtained from units of, they are not obtained from the units of any other quantity. So they are fundamental units. Because they are not been obtained, neither you can relate them, neither you can change them or relate them with any other unit. So that's why the unit of length, mass, time, temperature, these are our fundamental quantities, fundamental units. Now what is derived unit? So the unit, those are dependent on fundamental, or which can be expressed in terms of fundamental units. So the one which are dependent on fundamental units, or if you want to express them, you require fundamental units to express them. Then these are called as derived units. For example, area. Area is what? It is length into breadth beta. Okay. So length is in meter and breadth is also in meter. So area is the area meter square is a derived unit. Why? Because you are requiring fundamental unit to express them. The same way, speed. What is speed? What is the unit of speed? Meter per second. So meter per second is the unit of speed. If you check it carefully, you'll come to know that it depends on the unit of length and it depends on the unit of time. So that's why my unit of speed, that is meter per second, is my derived unit because it depends on the unit of length and the unit of time. System of units. Now, this is the new topic. Once we have idea about fundamental units and derived units are clear. Okay, okay. Let me show you the previous slide. Write down better. Now let's talk about system of units. So we are having different system of units which was used all over the world. These were the system of units which was used before 1960. Okay, after 1960, this system of units are just for historical importance. Okay, so we have different systems of units. The first one is of CGS. The first one is CGS system. It is also called as French system. Now, what you will find in CGS system, here my length was measured in centimeters, the mass was measured in grams, and the time was measured in seconds. So that's why the name is centimeter C, gram G, and second S. That's why this system is CGS system, or it is also called as French system. So in these regions, the people of these regions, they used to measure the length in centimeter, the mass in gram, and the time in second. We have one more system of unit, that is FPS system, where the length was measured in foot, the mass was measured in pound, and the time was measured in seconds. And this FPS system is also called as British system because the Britishers were using the length in foot and the mass in pounds. Then we had MKS system, okay, which is also called as metric system, where the length was measured in meters, the mass was measured in kilogram, and the time was measured in seconds. Okay, so these three systems of unit, this system of unit was in existence till 1960. But after 1960, after the Second World War, okay, all over the world, people, scientists all over the world, the government all over the world, they came with a common terms. They agreed on some common terms, and they agreed that we will follow a one system, and that system will be applicable all over the world. And the name of that system is System Internationale des Units. It's a French word, System Internationale des Units, or in simple, we say SI system. Okay. Now let's talk about SI system, because SI system is the one which we use, and all your answers, all your answers has to be compulsorily in SI system only. Okay, means if if you're talking about length, then your unit of length should be meter. If you're talking about mass, then it should be kg. If you talk about time, It should be second. Temperature, Kelvin. Luminous intensity, candela. Electric current, ampere. Amount of substance, mole. And angle and solid angle. So there are 9 fundamental units in SI system. What are these? These are our 9 fundamental units in SI system. In SI system, you will find that the length is measured in meters, and if you want to write the symbol of it, like I want to write 220 meters, so I will not write some other. If I want to write the spelling, I will write metre or meter. Both are applicable. It's a difference of American English and British English. Okay, but the symbol what we are going to use is M. Okay. Yes, beta. Ruchir, there are only 9 fundamental units in SI system. Then we have mass. So mass is measured in kg. Time is measured in seconds. And remember the symbol. The symbol for second is S. Remember the kg, no? This K is not capital. I'm sorry. It is by mistake. It is capital. It is small k and small g. Please make correction of this. This is small k and small g. Then temperature, the unit is Kelvin, and the symbol for measuring temperature, Kelvin, is capital K. Remember, it's not small k, it's capital K. Then luminous intensity. Luminous intensity is nothing but it is the amount of it is nothing but it is the brightness of light. Luminous intensity, it is nothing but it is the brightness of light. So it is measured in candela. Then we have current, which is measured in amperes. Then we have amount of substance. In chemistry you must have studied about it. Okay, we measure it in mole. And then we have angles, and then we have solid angles. Now understand, we till 10th standard we only we only measure angles in degrees. Exactly, we measure angle in degrees. Okay, we measure angle in degrees, but actually the unit of angle is radians. And then we have solid angles, and the unit of it is radians. Now this is again something very important to understand. Okay, these are nothing but these are prefix used for big measurements. What happens, class? When something is bigger, okay, then what we do, we add some prefix before that, like it is 1000 meter, the distance is 1000 meter. So I will not say 1000, I will not say 5000, I will not say 12,000. What I will do, I will use a prefix for such a big measurement. Okay, like for 1000, if something is 1000 times bigger, then we use a prefix called as kilo. What prefix we use? Kilo. And that's why if it is 1000 meter, I will not say 1000 meter. I will say 1 kilometer. So what is kilo? Kilo is nothing but it is a notation that something is 1000 times big. So these are our prefix. Like if something is 10 times bigger, so we can say the prefix we add is deca, and the symbol we write is dA. Like I can say 10 meters is equal to 1 decameter. What I can say, 10 meters is equal to 1 decameter. That if something is 100 times bigger, then we can say hecto, and the symbol we use for that is small h. If something is 1000 times bigger, then we use k, and the symbol we use is, the prefix we use is kilo, and the symbol is k. Then if something is 10 like 10 lakh times bigger, how many times bigger? 10 lakh. means 1 and 6 zeros, 10 lakh. If something is 10 lakh times bigger, then we use the word mega. And the symbol we use is capital M. Mega means if something is 1 million times bigger. How much is 1 million? 1 million is equal to 10 lakh. Okay, then we have giga. Okay, means if it is 10 raised to 9 times bigger. Then we have tera, 10 raised to 12 times bigger. Then we have peta, 10 raised to 15 times bigger. Then we have exa, 10 raised to 18 times bigger. Then we have zeta, 10 raised to 21 times bigger. So these are the units to represent such a big value. You must be aware about it. You must have done it somewhere in computers. We say bytes, then we say kilobyte, then we say megabyte, then we say gigabyte, then we say terabyte. Exactly. We have used this word tera. Okay. My hard disk is of 2 terabytes. My hard disk is of 5 terabytes. We always use that. Earlier, we used to say that hard disk is of 500 GB, gigabytes. Exactly. So we are quite familiar with these terms. Then the same way as we have the prefix for big measurements, the same way we have prefix for small measurements as well. If something is small, then we use the same way we have some prefix for that. Like if something is 1/10 of the original, it is 10 times smaller. Exactly. Then we use the word deci. Like I want to say that this time interval is 1/10 of a second. How much is the time interval? 1/10 of a second, means 10 times smaller than 1 second. So I can call that term as 1 decisecond. The same way, if something is 100 times smaller, then I can call it centi. For example, the time interval is centiseconds, means it is 100 times 1 centisecond is 100 of a second. The same way we have milli as well. And we have millimeter, we have milligram. Okay, so we assume that millimeter and milligrams are some units. But basically, meter is a unit. Milli is a prefix we are adding for a representation that it is 1,000 times smaller than a meter. So when I say millimeter, actually it is 1,000th part of a meter. Or if I take 1 meter and I divide that meter into 1,000 equal parts, and if I take one part of it, that is my 1 millimeter. So actually, we don't figure it out when we say that millimeter means 1,000th part of it. Then we have micro, that is 1 millionth part of it. Then we have nano, 10 raised to minus 9. Then we have pico, 10 raised to minus 12. Then we have femto, 10 raised to minus 15. Atto, 10 raised to minus 18. And zepto, 10 raised to minus 21. So these all are the prefix which we use for smaller measurements. Okay, now let's talk about unit of length. Now these all are not that important. Okay, especially this definition is not important, but in 1983, the meter was redefined, and it was redefined in terms of the speed of light. And according to that, 1 meter is nothing but it is a distance traveled by light in 1 divided by 299799245 of a second. Okay, so this is nothing but this is how we have defined 1 meter in terms of speed of light. The same way we have subunits of meter, that is centimeter, which is 100. Again, you will find here we have centi as a prefix to say that it is smaller. The same we have millimeter. Okay, here again the prefix milli is to represent that it is 1,000th of a meter. The same way we have micro, which represent it is 1 millionth of a meter. The 901, 1 billionth of a meter. Okay, and these are some subunits of meter. The same way we are having multiple units. Subunits are smaller, multiple units are bigger. Like we have kilometer, which is 1,000 multiple of a 1,000 meters makes 1 kilometer. The same way we have non-metric unit of length. Now, what is non-metric unit of length? Means this is not multiple times of the meter. Yes, it is meter only. You'll find it is represented in terms of meter, but these are not 100,000, 10,000, lakh, million, billion times. Okay, of meter. For example, astronomical unit. Now, how much is 1 AU? Astronomical unit is AU. It is represented by the symbol AU. It is equal to the mean distance between the earth and the sun. So what it is? It is the mean distance, the average distance between the earth and the sun. Okay. So this astronomical unit is used for measuring the distance between the heavenly objects. So all the heavenly objects and galaxies, if you want to use the distance between them, then we use the term astronomical unit. Okay, which is the mean distance between the earth and the sun, and its value is 1.496 into 10 raised to 11 meters. Okay, 11 10 raised to 11 meters. The same way we have light year as well. Okay, now again light year is actually used to measure the distance between stars. It is used to measure the distance between galaxies. Exactly. Astronomical unit is used in our solar system. But beyond that, we prefer light year because it's such a big number. So light year is nothing but it is the distance traveled by light in 1 year in vacuum. Understand, students, regarding light year. The moment I say light year, there is a word year in it, and students, they get confused and say that light year is a unit of time. Light year is not the unit of time. Light year is the unit of distance because it is the distance traveled by light in 1 year. Okay, if I say that XYZ star is 1 light year from Earth, means that if the light is emitting from that star, it will take 1 year to reach to the Earth. That much distance the light has to travel. So it is the distance between the, it is the distance traveled by light in 1 year. Remember, light year is not a unit of time, it is a unit of distance. The same way we have Armstrong, it is 10 raised to minus 10th part of a meter, smaller unit. This is generally used, the Armstrong is generally being used to find out the frequency, to find out the wavelength of uh, electromagnetic waves. It is used to, it is the wavelength of an electromagnetic wave is generally measured in Armstrong and Fermi. Okay, unit of mass. So the SI unit of mass is kg. We have subunits as well, like gram. We have 1 gram is nothing but 1,000th part of a gram of a kilogram. Then we have milligram. 1 milligram is 1 millionth part of kilogram. Understand, beta? This is little confusing. Gram is 1,000th part of a kilogram. Means if I take 1 kilogram, I divide that 1 kilogram into 1,000 equal parts. And if I take one part of it, that is my 1 gram. But milligram is actually 1,000th part of a gram. It is milligram. Milli stands for 1,000. So it is 1,000th part of a gram, but it is 1 millionth part of kilogram. Okay, so understand, milligram is 1 millionth part of kilogram, and it is 1,000th part of a gram. We have multiple units, like we have quintal. Quintal is used for 100 kg, and then we have ton, or we say metric ton, which is 1,000 kg. We have unit of time. So the SI unit of time is seconds, and 1 second is defined as 1 upon 86,400 part of a mean solar day. So the subunit of time is millisecond, means 1,000 of a second. Then we have microsecond, 1 millionth of a second. And then we have bigger units. Bigger units we do have, like we have minute, then we have bigger, it's like minutes, then we have hour. 1 minute has 60 seconds, 1 hour has 60 minutes. In terms of seconds, you find it is 3600 seconds. Then day, which is 86,400 seconds, which is 1440 minutes, which is equal to 24 hours. Then we have decade, a period of 10 years. And then we have century, a period of 100 years. So these are our units of time. Okay. Now, I will just share you one more small thing. Okay. Write down now. This is again very important. Write down. Guidelines for writing the unit. So we are going to talk about the guidelines for writing the unit. So whenever you write units, you have to follow certain guidelines. Okay. And if you don't follow these guidelines, then your unit, though whatever you may be writing, it may be right, but it symbolically wrong. Okay, so let's talk about the guidelines for writing units. So remember, the symbol for unit, not named after scientist, is written in lower letter. Example, we write M for meter, S for second, kg for kilogram, and so on. So you will find, if you look at all the units na bacha carefully, you'll come to know that most of the units are in the honor of some scientist. Okay, and some of them are not named after the scientist, and some of them are named after the scientist. Why?